Hello and welcome to Here's to Your Health. I'm your host, Veggie Patty, and it is my pleasure to bring you information on healthy living. On today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about alternative holiday meals. Right now, we are actually at a very vegan Thanksgiving potluck that's being hosted at Total Health Foods in Wyandotte, and it's part of my group, Adventures in Vegan Land, which is a group that supports vegetarians, vegans, people who are curious about the lifestyle, and their supportive friends and family members. So every year we hold a potluck and to invite people before the Thanksgiving holiday to try out recipes and just to taste other people's recipes, experiment with their own, so they can get an idea of what to do at the holidays. One of the big issues that I have found with anybody who eats differently than what we call traditional American eating, whether you're a vegan, a vegetarian, gluten-free, whether you have food allergies, is sometimes it's a little bit difficult at the holidays to try to figure out how to incorporate your diet in with your families that doesn't eat the same way as you without having any hurt feelings, making sure that everybody has enough to eat and that nobody feels left out. So on today's episode, we're actually going to be filming some of the attendees at today's potluck and ask them what their holiday traditions are. A couple of different tips that I've learned through the years is, first of all, if you have adult children or adult guests that are coming and they eat differently than you, it is perfectly acceptable to ask them to bring their own dishes. Ask them to, create something on their own and bring it to them. I know as a vegan myself, I actually prefer to do that because I want to make sure that the food that's available is food that I can eat as well. Not to mention that you guys all know that I have lots of food allergies. A lot of times people will want to prepare a dish for me and they go through a lot of trouble trying to find something that they think is something I can eat. I get there and unfortunately there's something in it that I'm not able to eat, whether it's because of my food allergies or it's a little ingredient that may not be vegan. This often can lead to hurt feelings. Either somebody's going to get upset because they spent the time making the food, they may get mad, or they might actually get sad about it. And so to avoid this, like I said, what I try to do is I try to bring my own food. And that's something that, if you do eat differently, bring your favorite dish. It's a way to share with your family and friends too, to show them what it is that you're eating, that it actually tastes good and it's not going to kill them if they try to eat it. And if you're not that great of a cook, you can actually maybe bring something from a restaurant or order something in advance from a catering place or a store that has catering options available, and you can bring that with you. And for the family members that are traditional, that eat traditional standard American food, you can actually take some of your recipes and maybe just tweak a few of them so that there's something available so that you felt like you've made something as well. There's different ways, like I said, to navigate. No one way is the correct way. Everybody has to decide what's right for themselves and what's right for their family. And that's just a few of the tips that I wanted to express to you guys. I do have some information about this on my blog, so if you go to my website, which is www.veggiepatty.com, you can click on the links for my blogs, and I do have a whole section on my blogs about how to survive the holidays and how to know what food, what has gluten in it, what might have non-vegan ingredients in it, what's a vegetarian food, and you can check that out for yourself. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to interview, like I said, some of the attendees at this year's Very Vegan Thanksgiving Potluck and ask them what their holiday traditions are with their family and how they incorporate their own philosophical beliefs and how they eat with the holiday. So we'll be right back. We're here with Jamie, and Jamie is a vegan. She's been a vegan for about a year, and she agreed to talk to us. So thanks for talking to us, Jamie.
Yeah, not a problem.
So you've been a vegan for about a year. Is your family vegan?
My family is not vegan.
Okay,
no.
And so how did you come to that decision to become a vegan?
I came to the decision just because I found out about the way that animals are treated, and obviously I'm a pretty compassionate, I don't want to say obviously, but I'm a pretty compassionate person, and I just wasn't comfortable contributing to that industry anymore.
So you've already been through one holiday with the family, or is this your first holiday with the family with you being vegan?
This is my first major holiday.
Okay,
yes.
So, and I know that it sometimes can be difficult when somebody who has not been vegan suddenly becomes vegan and your family is not vegan. So how are you planning on handling that this year?
So my family, we actually go out to dinner for Thanksgiving. So the way that I handled it was I found out what restaurant they wanted to go to, and I called ahead and basically made sure that they had a vegan meal. And if they didn't have a vegan meal, if there was any way that they could accommodate me, exactly. So that's definitely, it was really easy. They said that they could accommodate me, and yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then you have support, you do have support though from your family, right? From your mother?
Yeah, my mom is pretty much, she's about 90% vegan, vegetarian, so it makes it a little easier because I have someone else kind of on my side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great. And that's just one of the ways that, again, this show is all about just giving you examples of how you can still participate with your family if there's somebody who eats a different way than you do. And for Jamie and her family, it's great that you have the support, because that's really important, is to be supportive of everybody. Obviously with families, you want to provide the support, but you guys choose to go out to eat, and you just were able to pick a location that they were able to accommodate you, and that's wonderful.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
Well, I wish you a happy holiday, and thank you so much for talking to us today on the show.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, we're here with Stephanie and Sasha, and you guys are mostly vegan. You lean more towards a vegan diet, and
Yes.
You've been doing that for about 6 years, is that correct?
That's correct.
So can you tell us, how did you start eating this way?
Well, it was for my daughter's health. Her pediatrician suggested it when she was having some food sensitivities.
Okay, great. Now, so obviously you've been doing your family is not vegan, correct?
That's correct.
So you've been doing the whole holiday thing for a number of years. So how do you incorporate being mostly vegan into the holidays with a family that is not vegan?
Well, our family has wonderfully gotten used to us and our suggestions, and my mom has more and more interested in a plant-based diet, although she does have other food groups, other food choices at the table. And this year we're having a bigger gathering with family, and everyone wants everyone to feel comfortable, I'm guessing, and so we're going to have lots of choices. So definitely vegan choices will be available.
Great. And then so your family members, if they want to try those choices, they can try those as well. So
Yes.
yeah, great. Now, Sasha, is there anything that you want to tell us? What do you like about the holidays?
Pumpkin pie, cooked mushrooms, and mashed potatoes.
Great. So you can have all of those things vegan. So
Yes, and we've had some of them today.
yes, great. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today on the show, and hopefully that'll be helpful to some people that are trying to figure out how to balance between having vegans or vegetarians and non-vegans and vegetarians at the same dinner table. So,
Great. Well, thank you for your program.
yep. Right, we're here with my friend Mike, and you have been a vegetarian for about, you said, 8 years?
8
So?
years, going on 9.
Great. So now Mike doesn't do a whole lot of cooking on his own. So you were telling me for your holidays, you actually have a supportive family that makes sure that you have something to eat. So can you just tell the viewers a little bit about how that works with your family?
Sure. On either side of my family, no one is vegetarian. I'm the only one. And they usually ask me each year if they can cook me something. My sister asked me this year if she could make me a tofurkey. I said that'd be great. Other than that, it's usually salads and beans and cheesy potatoes.
But when you're with them still, it's like you still feel full. You still you enjoy and you enjoy spending the time with your family and
Oh yeah, of course. And
yeah.
the desserts, mostly all those are vegetarian. So yeah, it's usually a really good family fun time.
Great. And so this is just another example of, you can still, whether you have somebody in your family that is that eats differently than what we call traditional, or if you happen to be the person that eats other food like you're vegan, vegetarian, or gluten-free, there's still ways to work it out so that you can spend the holidays with your family, and you don't really have to put the focus on food that much. As long as there's something there that you're able to eat and you're satisfied, so you're not starving.
Exactly.
You really, again, just focus on the family. So So thanks for talking to us today,
No
Mike.
problem. Thank you, Patty.
This is some of the food that was brought to the Very Vegan Thanksgiving potluck today, and as you can see, it really looks no different than the food that most people have at their tables. There's pumpkin pie, there's different rice dishes, cranberry sauce, just a variety of different foods. And again, it's really the same traditional foods that people have, it's just some of the ingredients are tweaked. And some of you may be curious about what my family does for the holidays, since I am a gluten-free vegan, but I also have food allergies. My siblings are all vegetarians, but the rest of my family members are not vegetarian nor vegan. So you've met my mother, Sophie, before on some of the other episodes, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what our family does for the holidays. So thanks for talking to us, Sophie.
Okay. Well, I just love it when our family gets together. We've had vegetarians in our family for over 20 years, and now you're a vegan, and now we have 3 people in the family who are gluten intolerant. So it's been kind of fun experimenting with different recipes, because we just take the traditional recipes and just have to tweak things a little bit, change the flour out, or change, instead of eggs, we use egg substitute or whatever. Everybody likes to be in the kitchen and getting everything together, and we're all talking, and then everything comes out on the table, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. Everybody eats what they can eat, and most everything everybody can eat pretty much, I think pretty much, and just the only difference is that, of course, you know, we do have some of the traditional things that a vegan or vegetarian wouldn't have, but it's never the focus. The focus is always on our family getting together and just having a lot of conversation and just having some fun and talking about what we're going to be doing. And that's, I think that's what Thanksgiving is for. You know, you're thankful for your family, you're thankful for what you have, thankful for all the good things in your life. And it's a warm, fuzzy feeling, and the food is nice and warm and fuzzy, and that's the best part. So,
Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us.
okay, you're welcome. Have a happy holiday.
Right, we are here with one of my friends, Kim, and you may recognize Kim from another show that we did back at Veg Fest. She agreed to be interviewed there, and she's going to interview again today. So thanks for talking to us again,
You're
Kim.
welcome.
So Kim has been a vegan for probably about 5 years, but you've been a vegetarian since you were small. And Kim, actually, you do something a little bit different. Is that you do decide that, you know, because of your beliefs, that you're not actually going to go to a non-vegetarian's house for the holidays, but you do welcome them to your house. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how you're able to do that with your family?
You know, basically, it's easier for me, I think, because I have 2 sons and they're both vegetarian, and their children are vegetarian. So it's really, you know, pretty easy for me to just have a vegan meal, have my children come and their families, and you know, I always extend the invitation to the members of my family who are not vegetarian or vegan. My mom has actually come to my home 2 years now.
Great.
And had the vegan meal with us, and so I was pretty happy about that. But so far, she's the only non-vegetarian from my family who has come, but yeah, that's what we do, and we always have a nice meal. Actually, I've also, over the last couple of years, started inviting friends who are vegan who maybe don't have family or somewhere to go, so those people are also welcome at my home.
So can you give us an idea of what are some of the dishes what would you serve as the main dish? Because that's what a lot of people think. It's a vegan Thanksgiving. What do you have? So
we've tried all different things, because some members of my immediate family who are vegetarian like certain things better than other things, of course, like anyone. But you know, we've done tofurkey. We've done. I really like, and my daughter-in-law really likes, the field roast. It's like a turkey substitute, but it's actually in a phyllo dough. puff pastry.
Okay.
So that's really delicious. It's got hazelnuts and cranberries and whatnot in it. We've also done like a homemade loaf that's vegetarian. We've done like taken squash and halved it and stuffed that and baked it, and then just all the sides. It's just that they're vegan.
Right.
I'm not sure if people realize how easy it is to
Right.
do a vegan meal that would approximate a Thanksgiving meal. Basically, the only thing we don't have that you would have at a non-vegan meal is we don't have the turkey.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking to us
Oh,
and for
you're
sharing,
welcome.
your family traditions. And
You're
hopefully that
welcome.
will be helpful to some people out there that are wondering what to do at the holidays.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, well, we have Lindsay with us, and Lindsay is actually Kim's daughter-in-law. And you may have recognized her before as well, because we also, I think, interviewed you at Veg Fest.
Yep.
So, Lindsay, you do a lot of cooking. You're an excellent cook. We've had some of your food today at our holiday event. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what does the meal look like in your family?
So at Thanksgiving, we have done a lot of different things. Sometimes the main dish has been like a stuffed squash, where we stuff an acorn squash with some sort of stuffing or rice. We have done the meat substitutes. We always have the mashed potatoes and the mushroom gravies or the sweet potatoes. We've done lots of vegetables, so Brussels sprouts with caramelized onions. We have done the corn, the broccoli, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes we have done non-traditional things. My husband loves doing bean enchiladas and rice. He loves stuff like that. It depends on the year, who's coming, who wants what, but basically it's the same exact stuff that most people eat for Thanksgiving. It just has a little bit of a difference. So we use rice milk instead of cow milk. We'll use vegan margarine instead of butter. We use the mushroom gravy instead of a turkey gravy, but pretty much it's the same.
What do you use as an egg replacer?
What do you need eggs for?
You don't use eggs in any of your stuff then, or egg replacers in any of your stuff?
If we're baking, I use flaxseed, or
Okay.
you can just buy the egg replacer, but pretty much for Thanksgiving, no, we don't use
Okay.
eggs.
Okay.
Can't think of anything where I would put an egg in.
I put her on the spot with that question.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's just something I wanted to get the message across to people, is that a lot of people really just think that, a holiday meal, you have it set in your head that it has to be a certain way, and that if somebody comes in that's vegan or somebody comes in that's gluten-free, that you have to create something entirely new, that you have to go out and buy a bunch of cookbooks, and that's really not the case. You can actually just take your traditional recipes, and just by making a few substitutions, change out the milk, change out the margarine. If you do use eggs in your recipes, you can change out the eggs, and you can make your exact same food that you've always been preparing for your family, tweak it just a little bit, and then it's able to accommodate either somebody that's vegan or somebody that's gluten-free even, because you can swap out gluten-free flours for the regular flours, and that way you can still have your traditions and incorporate everybody in your family that may eat a little bit differently. So I want to thank you very much, Lindsay, for sharing your tips with us today. So we'll be right back. We're here with Annette and Jeanette, two of the owners of Total Health Foods in Wyandotte. So I want to say, first of all, thank you for allowing our group to have this lovely, very vegan Thanksgiving potluck here today. Thank you for hosting.
Oh, it was fabulous. We enjoyed everybody's company today.
Yeah, and so like I told the viewers, the whole point of this show is to help people with alternative holiday meals, because everybody at this stage, almost everybody has somebody in their family that's got to eat gluten-free, or they have food allergies, or there's at least a vegetarian, if not a vegan. And so I know as people come into your store, you get a lot of questions that people ask, and yourselves too, you have a blended family. So can you guys just give some advice to the viewers on how do you kind of take the focus off of the food, make sure that everybody is fed within their own guidelines, but yet still enjoy that time with the family at the holidays?
Okay, well, being a health food store, obviously in retail, we see this every year. We have families coming in from out of state. We have kids coming from college, and as we all grow up, we either adapt different lifestyles, or we already had allergies, or maybe even adapted these allergies. So every day, at this time of year, we start seeing a lot of customers come in with fright in their face, and it's very easy. We carry our store. We carry everything that we can help you out with. The traditional turkey that a lot of people do. We obviously have a great turkey roll. Obviously, it is done with either your soys or your corn. And we also carry a great tofurkey, which I have a single serving, or you can get it for 6 people. It's like an exclusive dinner, right, all in one. A lot of things that people don't realize is, all right, we've got dessert.
Yeah, we carry a really good pie crust. And you can use this pie crust, set it on the table, knowing that it's a gluten-free pie crust. Put your filling in, not even say anything, just slide it on the table. You won't even know. It browns nice, it cooks nice. I personally have even eaten it.
So when it comes to shopping, may it be the your mushroom sauce for your green bean casseroles, or may it be the pie crust, or anywhere from rolls. Rolls are important at Thanksgiving.
They are.
And
They
so
are.
in roll-
Stuffing. That's it. Honestly, that's the number one thing I
So
think that we
when you
people
go
come
to a
in
local
for.
health food store, a health food store like ourselves here in Wyandotte, or any of the ones that are in your area in general, we can cater to that person for that Thanksgiving. No worries. We'll take the guesswork out of it. Especially here at Total Health Foods, our employees are very educated to take you around, give you a lot of different choices. That way we can make your holiday a very stress-free holiday. And if
Make everybody happy at
if
the
you
dinner
choose
table.
just that dressing, the odds of anybody even knowing it's gluten-free would be 0 to none.
Great. Yeah, and the taste has definitely improved over the
Oh,
years.
yes. You know what we also use, what we really have a great, is a rice whip. So whipped cream is a very popular item during Thanksgiving and Christmas. But we have a fabulous rice whip that we sell here, as well as we use in our juice bar in the back half.
So, and as our own family, what we've learned is that we've all grown up now, and
There are allergies. There are people that are vegan. There are people that are vegetarian. There are gluten-free. And we've had our own experiences that last year our family at the last minute decided that they're going to have a family reunion. So as we decide that we're going to get this family reunion, now people don't really want to have it because there's so many allergies, but we actually pulled it off.
We did.
You really can do it. You can pull it off. It's just taking the stress out of the food, because it's all about the family time.
And probably the last thing that we found in this is that when we did cater to the people that had any gluten allergies or that were vegan and so on, that ended up being the most popular food.
It did. Even our families who did want the traditional turkey and the dressing, everybody kind of spread the plates around, the dish around, to try something different. So people that never even eaten vegan or vegetarian or had a gluten-free pie crust, they were surprised. They were pleasantly surprised.
Because they were going to that table a lot more than they were the traditional one, so it worked out really well.
Great. Well, I really appreciate you guys
anytime.
sharing with us and
It was a
and
good event
hosting the
today.
event.
It
Yeah,
was. It was a really
great.
good event today. Our bellies all left very nice and full.
Yep.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And we will be doing this event next year. So for the viewers that are in the area, you can check their website, or you can check my website, and for next year, you can plan to be with us. And even if you're not gluten-free or vegan or vegetarian, if you just want to come and experience different foods, you're welcome to come.
And visit our juice
So,
bar, or
yeah.
organic. We do make it gluten-free, vegan-friendly.
Great.
All right, thank you very much.
So, yeah, thanks. And remember that no matter the cards you were dealt or your current state of health, you have the power to take charge of your health. So never give up, never stop learning. The solution you seek may be just around the corner. I want to wish you a wonderful today and an even better tomorrow. And I also wish you a very happy holiday season. Here's to your health.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.